Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the applications of set theory. I'm going to jump into this first example. A survey of 120 people was conducted. 35 people used Pandora, 84 people used Apple Music, and 28 people used both services. Let me jump to the end here and see what types of questions we're trying to answer here. Of the students surveyed, how many students use only Pandora? So this is asking about how many people use just the one service Pandora. So this is not as simple as just saying 35. Because 35 people use Pandora, that means that this does include people who use both services, right? So the answer is not going to be just 35. So what's going to help us answer these questions is this Venn diagram. In this Venn diagram, I have a circle for Pandora, so that's going to represent the people who use Pandora. I have a circle for Apple, that's going to represent the people who use Apple. And I have 4 regions here, region 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I want to do here is put numbers in each of these regions. So let's go through each of these little clues. The first one, 35 people use Pandora. So which regions are represented by the people who use Pandora? Here's Pandora. Inside Pandora is regions 2 and 3. So 35 people use Pandora is represented by regions 2 and 3. 84 people. So 84 people use Apple Music. That's represented by the regions that are inside of Apple, which is 3 and 4. So 84 is regions 3 and 4 together. 28 people use both services. So which region is inside of both circles at the same time? That's going to be the overlap, which is just region 3. And then I also have this 120. So 120 people were in the survey total. So all the regions together should add up to 120. Okay, so this 120 is, I'll write all. So all 4 regions together should be 120. And now we can start putting numbers inside each of these regions. So my recommendation is to start with the number or the clue that represents just one region. Okay, so I'm not going to start with 35 because 35 is represented by 2 regions. I'm not going to do 84 first either because 84 is represented by regions 3 and 4, so that's 2 regions. I will start with 28 because 28 is represented by just a single region 3. Okay, so what this clue tells me is that region 3 should be 28. So I'll put 28 in region 3. Okay, so we check that off. Once you're done with all the clues that represent just a single region, now you can go up to the clues that represent 2 regions. So it doesn't matter which one you start with. Both of these are represented by 2 regions. Let's do the 84. So 84 is represented by regions 3 and 4. So what that means is that 3 and 4 together should add up to 84. So right now, region 3 is 28. What should this be so that it adds up to 84? And so the math you can do is just do 84 subtract 28. Right, so 84 minus 28. And I get 56. So you can check, double check. So make sure that regions 3 and 4 together add up to 84. So 56 plus 28 is 84. So 84 is good. Next up, 35. So 35 is represented by regions 2 and 3 together. So this is saying 2 and 3 together should add up to 35, right? What's the missing number here so that I get the total here to be 35? So what you can do is just take 35 and subtract the 28. And I get 7. Okay, you can double check. Make sure that regions 2 and 3 together add up to 35. So 7 plus 28 is 35. So we're good. And then the only region that I haven't put a number in yet is region 1. Okay, and then the only number I haven't used yet is the 120. So all regions together should add up to 120. Right? So right now I have 7, 28, 56. What is this missing number so that everything adds up to 120? So what you can do here is, so I'm saying that the total should equal 120. So let me add up what I have so far. So 7, 28, 56. So 7 plus 28 plus 56. It's 91. So these three numbers together so far is 91. What's the missing number? So that everything adds up to 120. And what I can do is just take the total that I want, the target, and subtract off the 91. So 120 minus 91 is 29. And let's double check, add up all four numbers and make sure it adds up to the correct total, 120. 7 plus 28 plus 56 plus 29. Okay, we do get 120 like I wanted, so that's good. Now, once we have all the numbers in the regions, we can now answer the questions. How many students use only Pandora? So what I mean by only Pandora is inside Pandora, but outside everything else. So I want what number is inside Pandora, but outside the other one, outside Apple. So what number is inside Pandora and outside Apple? 7. Okay, so there's 7 people who are only in Pandora. In other words, they're inside Pandora and outside of Apple. How many people use Apple but not Pandora? So this is asking a similar thing, right? Use Apple, so inside Apple, outside Pandora. So what number is inside Apple, outside Pandora? Inside Apple, outside of Pandora. That's the 56, right? 56 is inside the Apple, but outside of the Pandora. Part C, how many people do not like either of these services? So if you don't like something, you're outside of all the circles. So how many people are outside of both circles? 29. So 29 is not in either circle. 29. How many people do not use Pandora? So if you don't use Pandora, you should be outside of Pandora. So how many people are outside of this Pandora? Outside of Pandora would be the 56 and 29 together, right? So both of these numbers are outside of the Pandora circle. So 29 plus 56. $85. Example 2. We have a survey of 800 people. 310 use Twitter, 460 use Instagram, and 250 use Instagram, but not Twitter. So just like in example 1, I'm going to go through and figure out which region each clue is talking about. Okay, first clue here, 310 people use Twitter. So Twitter, what regions are inside of Twitter? 2 and 3. So the first clue is represented by regions 2 and 3. In other words, 2 and 3 together should add up to 310. 460 used Instagram. So what regions are inside of Instagram? 3 and 4. And then 250. 250 people use Instagram but not Twitter. Okay, so what region is inside Instagram, outside Twitter? So inside Instagram, outside Twitter. This would just be region 4. And then 800. 800 is everybody total. So 800 would be all 4 regions together. So 800 is outright all. And now we're going to go through and put numbers in each of the regions. So my recommendation, just like before, is start with the clue that represents just a single region. Okay, so not 310, because 310 is 2 regions. 460 is 2 regions. 800 is all 4 regions. The only one that represents a single region will be the 250, right, which is represented by region 4. So this is going to tell me put 250 in region 4. So 250 is going to go into region 4. Once you're done with all the clues that represent a single region, go on to the clues that represent 2 regions. So it doesn't matter which one you do, the 310 or the 460 next. Let's do the 460. So 460 should be 3 and 4 together. So region 3 and 4 together should be 460. Right now I have 250. Question is, what is the missing number so that these 2 regions add up to 460? So what you can do is take your target, which is 460, and subtract off what you already have. So 460 minus 250. $210. And just to double check, let's make sure that regions 3 and 4 together add up to 460. So 210 plus 250. Okay, 460, so we're good. 310, this is saying that regions 2 and 3 together should add up to 310. Right now I have 210, so what is the missing number so that these 2 regions together add up to 310? So what you can do is take your target and then subtract off what you already have. So 310 minus the 210, which I should already know. I think it's 100. It is 100. And then just to double check, regions 2 and 3 together should add up to 310. So 100 plus 210 is 310. So we're good there. And then the only region that I haven't put a number in yet is region 1. And the only number that I haven't used yet is the 800. This is saying that the total of all 4 regions together should be 800. So the target I want is 800. And the idea is the same. Add up what you already have. So what I already have is 100 plus 210 plus 250, and that's 560. And then take your target and subtract off what you already have. So 800 minus 560. It's 240. So region 1 is going to be 240. And then just to double check, let me add up all my numbers and make sure it does add up to 800. So 100 plus 210 plus 250 plus 240. Okay, it is 800, so we're good. All right, so now that I have all the numbers, I can now answer the questions. Part A, how many students use both Twitter and Instagram? So this is saying what number is in both Twitter and Instagram at the same time. So what number is in inside Twitter and at the same time inside Instagram? Inside Twitter, inside Instagram. So that would be region 3, right? So region 3 is inside Twitter and at the same time inside Instagram. It's going to be 210. How many people use only Twitter? So only means inside Twitter, outside of everything else. So what number is inside Twitter, but outside of the other circle? 100. Right? 100 is inside Twitter, but outside of Instagram. How many students do not use Instagram? So do not use, that means outside of Instagram. So what numbers are outside of Instagram? Outside of Instagram would be the 100 and 240 together, right? Those are outside of Instagram. So 100 plus 240. And I don't need a calculator here. That's going to be 340. And finally, how many students do not use either of these services? So do not use either of these would be outside of both circles. So what number is outside of both circles? The 240. Example 3. So this example is the same idea as the first 2 examples that we just did. The only difference is I'm giving you the clues in the form of a table. So let's talk about how you read this table. So these 10 people, what's special about these 10 people? So these 10 people, they like coffee, and at the same time, they like tea. These 20 people, they do not like coffee, and at the same time, they like tea. These 30 people, they like coffee, at the same time, they don't like tea. 40 people, these 40 people don't like coffee, and at the same time, they don't like tea. So they don't like anything. Now, I want to put numbers in each of these regions. Okay, so let's first start with the 10. These 10 people like coffee, at the same time, they like tea. So this 10 should go inside coffee, at the same time, inside tea. So what region is inside coffee, and at the same time, inside tea? That will be region 3, right? So region 3 is inside coffee, at the same time, inside tea. These 10 people should be in region 3. Next up, let's try this 20. So these 20 people like tea, and they don't like coffee. So these 20 people should be inside tea, outside coffee. So what region is inside tea, outside coffee? Inside tea, outside coffee. That's going to be region 4, right? So these 20 people are going to be in region 4. They're inside tea, outside coffee. 30. So these 30 people like coffee, don't like tea. So I want inside coffee, outside tea. Inside coffee, outside tea will be region 2. So these 30 people will be in region 2. And then finally 40 people. These people don't like coffee, don't like tea, so they don't like anything. So these people should be outside of both circles. Outside of both circles is region 1. So region 1 will be 40. And then answering questions, how many people like tea? So how many people liking tea will be inside tea. So how many people are inside tea? Inside tea would be 10 and 20. So 10 plus 20. Which is 30. Part B, how many people do not like coffee? So do not like something, you're outside of the circle. So how many people are outside of coffee? Here's coffee. Outside coffee would be 20 plus 40. Which is 60. Example 4. In the last example, I gave you a table and then you filled in the Venn diagram. In this example, can you go backwards? If I give you a Venn diagram, can you fill in the table for me? So let's start with this box here. So this box is represented by people who like DC and at the same time like Marvel. So I'm talking about the people who are inside DC and at the same time inside Marvel. So what number is inside DC, inside Marvel at the same time? 28, right? The overlap. So 28 is going to go here. This box here is do not like DC, so outside DC, like Marvel, inside Marvel. So what number is outside DC, inside Marvel? Or just flip it around. Inside Marvel, outside DC. So inside Marvel, outside DC would be the 56. Bottom left box here, so this is like DC, do not like Marvel. So what I mean by that is inside DC, outside Marvel. So what is inside DC, outside Marvel? 7. Bottom right, this is do not like DC, do not like Marvel. This is do not like anything. So what is outside of everything? Outside of both circles. So outside of both circles would be the 29 people. Okay, they're not inside of either circle. Part A, how many people like only Marvel? So you can either use the table to answer questions or the Venn diagram. I actually prefer the Venn diagram. So how many people like only Marvel? Okay, the word only means inside Marvel but outside everything else. So what people are inside Marvel, outside of everything else. So inside Marvel, outside DC. That's going to be the 56. Or B, how many people do not like DC? So do not like DC would be outside DC. How many people are outside DC? 56 plus 29. $85. Example 5. In the first 4 examples, we dealt with Venn diagrams that have only 2 circles or 2 sets. Here we have a Venn diagram with 3 circles. So these 3 circles represent the people who like Starbucks, Pete's, and Dutch Bros. How many people like only Pete's? So only, remember, means inside Pete's, but outside of everything else. So what number is inside Pete's, but outside of the other 2 circles? So inside Pete's, but outside of the other 2 circles. That'd be just 8. Part B, how many people like both Pete's and Dutch Bros? So this is inside both Pete's and Dutch Bros at the same time. That's what I mean by both Pete's and Dutch Bros. So what numbers are inside Pete's and at the same time inside Dutch Bros? Inside Pete's, inside Dutch Bros, that would be the 2 and the 10, right? The 2 and the 10 are inside Pete's and at the same time inside Dutch Bros. So it's going to be 2 plus 10, which is 12. Part C, how many people like all 3 coffee stores? So what number of numbers are inside all 3 at the same time? So inside all 3 at the same time would be just the 2. All right, so 2 is inside all 3 circles at the same time. It's not 5, right? Because 5 is not inside Pete's, so 5 would not count. And the same thing for 6 and 10, so just the 2. Part D, how many people like Pete's? So like Pete's is inside Pete's. How many people are inside Pete's? This will be 2, 6, 8, 10. So add those up. So 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. $26. Part E, how many people participated in the survey? So that's how many people total. Add up all of the numbers. So 15 plus 6 plus 8 plus 5 plus 2 plus 10 plus 21 plus 30. 97. Or F, how many people like Starbucks and Dutch Bros, but not Pete's? So this is saying how many people are inside both Starbucks and Dutch Bros, but outside Pete's. So inside Starbucks, inside Dutch Bros, outside Pete's. Inside Starbucks, inside Dutch Bros, outside Pete's. Inside Starbucks, inside Dutch Bros, outside Pete's. This 5. Right? 5 is inside both Starbucks and Dutch Bros, and at the same time outside of Pete's. 5. Part G, how many people do not like any of these coffee stores? So if you don't like any of them, you're outside of everything. That would be the 30. Okay, you're outside of all the circles. Part H, how many people like Starbucks and Pete's, but not Dutch Bros? So I want how many people are inside Starbucks, inside Pete's, outside Dutch Bros? Inside Starbucks, inside Pete's, outside Dutch Bros. Inside Starbucks, inside Pete's, outside Dutch Bros. That would be 6. All right, these last 2 examples, example 6 and example 7, are a bit more challenging, so they're optional. These types of questions will appear in your lab and on your exam as extra credit. So if you're not about that life, you can stop here. If you are about that life, these aren't that bad. So here I have a bunch of clues. and I have a Venn diagram with 8 regions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I want to put numbers inside these regions based on these clues. So just like the first two examples, I want to go through each clue and figure out which regions each clue is talking about. The first clue, 58 like coffee. So liking coffee means you are inside coffee. Which regions are inside coffee? That would be 2, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so the first clue is talking about regions 2, 5, 7, 8. Next one, liking tea. 46 like tea. So liking tea means you're inside tea. So which regions are inside of tea? That's going to be 3, 6, 7, 8. $40 like soda. So liking soda means you're inside soda. Which regions are inside soda? 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 8. $14 like tea and like coffee. So 14 like tea and coffee. Liking tea and coffee means you're inside tea and at the same time inside coffee. So which regions are inside coffee or inside tea and at the same time inside coffee? Inside tea, inside coffee would be 7, 8. Okay, so this clue is talking about regions 7 and 8. 19 like tea and soda. So like tea, you're inside tea. Like in soda, you're inside soda. Which regions are inside tea and inside soda at the same time? That would be regions 6 and 8. 17 like coffee and soda. So liking coffee, you're inside coffee. Like soda, you're inside soda. Which regions are inside coffee, inside soda? 5 and 8. 11 like all three drinks. So liking all 3 drinks means you're inside all 3 circles at the same time. So what region is inside of all 3 circles at the same time? That would be just region 8. Right? 7 doesn't count, right? Because 7 is inside coffee, inside tea, but it's actually outside of soda. So 7 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work because it's not in tea. 6 doesn't work because it's outside coffee. Okay, so only 8 is inside all 3 circles at the same time. And then I have a 109. So 109 is everybody together. So 109 represents all 8 regions together. So 109 is all. Okay, and now I'm ready to put numbers in regions. So my recommendation is start with the clue that represents just one region. Okay, so not the 58, because 58 is represented by 4 regions, 46, 4 regions, 44 regions, 14, 19, 17, these are all represented by 2 regions. So I'm going to start with 11, which is represented by the one region 8. Okay, this tells me to put 11 inside region 8. Here's region 8, 11. Okay, once you're done with the clue that represents one region, you can now move on to the clue that represents 2 regions. So this would be 14, 19, and 17. I'll do 17 next. So 17 is represented by regions 5 and 8. So 5 and 8 together, which are these 2, should add up to 17. Right now, I have 11. What is the missing number do I need to put in region 5 so that these 2 add up to 17? So one way you can do it is just take your target number, 17, and subtract the number that you already have, which is the 11. So 17 minus 11, I don't need a calculator here, it's going to be 6. So 17 is good. Next up, 19. 19 is regions 6 and 8 together. So these 2 together need to add up to 19. Right now I have 11. So what is the missing number do I need here in region 6 so that these 2 add up to 19? So take your target number, 19, and subtract off the number you already have, which is 11. So that's going to be 8. So 19 is good. 14 is regions 7 and 8 together. So 7, 8. These need to add up to 14. Right now, it's 11. What missing number in region 7 do I need so that these two add up to 14? So take the 14, your target, and subtract off the number you already have, which is 11, and you'll get 3. So now we're done with all the clues that represent 2 regions. Now move on to the clues that represent 3 regions, which we don't have. So now we can move on to all the clues that represent 4 regions. So I'll do the 40 next. So 40 is represented by regions 4, 5, 6, 8. 4, 5, 6, 8 is 4, 5, 6, 8. So 4, 5, 6, 8 altogether needs to add up to 40. Right now I have 6, 11, 8. What is the missing number so that all of these regions add up to 40? So what you'll do is add up what you have so far. So 6, 11, 8. Which is 25. And then take your target and subtract the 25. So 40 minus 25 is 15. Okay, so this one I will double check. So 4, 5, 6, 8 together. So 4, 5, 6, 8 together. So these numbers need to add up to 40. So 6 plus 11 plus 8 plus 15. Okay, it is 40, so we're good there. 46. 46 is regions 3, 6, 7, 8 together. So 3, 6, 7, 8 together. So these 4 need to add up to 46. So far I have 3, 11, 8. So what is the missing number so that these 4 add up to 46? So what I'm going to do is add up the numbers I have so far, which is 3, 11, 8. 3, 11, 8. It's 22. Take my target, 46, subtract off that 22. So 46 minus 22. 24. Okay, I'm going to make sure that these 4 together add up to 46. So 3 plus 11 plus 8 plus 24. Okay, we're good. And then 58 is 2, 5, 7, 8 together. So 2, 5, 7, 8 together. That's these 4 regions. So far I have 6, 11, 3. So let me add those up right now. 6, 11, 3. 6 plus 11 plus 3 is 20. So take my target, 58, and minus off that 20. So 58 minus the 20. 38. And just to double check, I need these 4 regions to add up to 58. So 38 plus 3 plus 6 plus 11. Okay, it is 58, so we're good. And the only region I don't have a number in yet is region 1. And the only number I have not used yet is the 109. So 109 means all the regions need to add up to 109. So I want the total to be 109. And same idea, I'm going to add up all the numbers I have so far. Let me actually write this out. So 38, 3, 24. 6, 11, 8. And 15. Okay, let me add all those things up. 38 plus 3 plus 24 plus 6 plus 11 plus 8 plus 15. 105. And then I'll take my target, which is the 109, and then subtract off what I have so far. So 109 minus 105. I don't need a calculator here. That's 4. So region 1 is 4. And just as a final double check here, let me add up all those numbers and make sure it's equal to the 109. All right, so let me go 38 plus 3 plus 24 plus 6 plus 11 plus 8 plus 15 plus 4. Good. It is 109. All right, so we're good. And now I can answer my questions here. Of the students surveyed, how many students like only soda? So only soda. When I say only, I mean inside soda, but outside of everything else. So inside soda, outside of the other two circles. So inside soda, outside of the other two circles would be just the 15. Part B, like coffee and tea, but not soda. Okay, so this means inside coffee, inside tea, outside soda. So what region is inside coffee, inside tea, outside soda? Inside coffee, inside tea, outside soda. So inside coffee, inside tea, outside soda, that would be the 3. Part C, how many students do not like any of these drinks? So you don't like any of them, you're outside all of the circles. So what number or numbers is outside of all the circles? 4. Example 7. So same process as example 6. I'm going to go through first and figure out which regions each clue is talking about. First one, 60 people use Facebook. So Facebook means you're inside Facebook. The regions we're talking about is 2, 5, 7, 8. "46 people use Instagram." So this means you're inside Instagram. This is regions 3, 6, 7, 8. "47 people use Twitter." So if you use Twitter, you're inside Twitter. So this is regions 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 8. "9 use all 3 services." So using all 3 means you're inside all 3 circles at the same time. So what region is inside all 3 circles at the same time? That would be just region 8. Right. 5 doesn't work because 5 is outside of Instagram. 6 doesn't work because it's outside Facebook. And 7 doesn't work because it's outside Twitter. So the only one that's inside all 3 circles would be region 8. And then 45 do not use any of these services. So if you don't use any of these services, you're outside of all the circles. So what region is outside of all the circles? Region 1. Okay, so this 45 is represented by region 1. 6 use only Twitter. So the word only means inside Twitter, but outside of everything else. So what region is inside Twitter, but outside of the other 2 circles? So inside Twitter, but outside of the other 2 circles would be region 4, only region 4. "27 use Facebook and Twitter." So this means you're inside Facebook and at the same time inside Twitter. So inside Facebook, inside Twitter. So what region or regions are inside Facebook and at the same time inside Twitter? That's 5 and 8, right? So 5 and 8 are in Twitter and Facebook at the same time. Uh, 23 use Facebook and Instagram, but not Twitter. Okay, so this is inside Facebook, inside Instagram, outside Twitter. Inside Facebook, inside Instagram, outside Twitter. Inside Facebook, inside Instagram, outside Twitter would be just region 7. Is that right? Inside, inside, outside. Yeah, just region 7. All right, so now I'm ready to put in numbers into the regions. So just like my other advice, start with the regions that, or start with the clues that refer to just a single region. So that's this 9, this 23, and this 45, because those, and also the 6, because those you can put in right away. Okay, so the 9 is region 8. I can put in 9 for region 8 right away. So that's done. 45 is just region 1. I can put in the 45 right away. So 45 is done. 6 is region 4. I'll put 6 for region 4. Okay, 6 is done. And then the 23, which is region 7. And that's done. Okay, once you've taken care of all the clues that represent one region, now move on to the clues that represent 2 regions. So that will be just the 27. So 27 is regions 5 and 8, which are these two. So that's saying that region 5 and 8 together need to add up to 27. So right now it's 9. What's the missing number so that these two add up to 27? So take your target number, 27, and then subtract off what you already have, the 9. So 27 minus 9. $18. And just double check, 5 and 8 together need to add up to 27, so 18 plus 9 is 27, so we're good. Okay, so that's the only clue that represents 2 regions. So now move on to any clues that represent 3 regions, which we don't have. So then move on to all the clues that represent 4 regions, which are the 3 numbers that we have left. 47, 4, 5, 6, and 8 together. So 4, 5, 6, and 8 together need to add up to 47. What's the missing number so that these add up to 47? Okay, so add up what you have so far. So 18, 9, 6 is 33. Okay, take your target number, 47, and then subtract off that 33. So 47 minus 33. 14. Okay, so just to double check, these 4 regions need to add up to 47. Let me add those up. So 18 plus 9 plus 14 plus 6. Okay, so we're good. These add up to 47. Next up is 46. This is regions 3, 6, 7, 8. So 3, 6, 7, 8. So that's Instagram. These need to add up to 46. So add up what you have so far. So 23 plus 9 plus 14. Is 46. And then take your target number and subtract that 46. So 46 minus 46 is 0. Region 3 is 0. Let's double check. So regions 3, 6, 7, 8, which is these, need to add up to 46. So let me add those up. 23 plus 9 plus 14 plus 0. 23 plus 9 plus 14 plus 0. 46. So we're good. And then finally, 60 is regions 2, 5, 7, 8. So 2, 5, 7, 8. These need to add up to 60. Add up what you have so far in that circle, which is 23, 9, 18. So 23 plus 9 plus 18 is 50. So what is the missing number so that it adds up to 60? So take your target, 60 minus the 50, which is 10. This should be 10. And then just as a double check, regions 2, 5, 7, 8 need to add up to 60. So let me add those up. 10 plus 23 plus 18 plus 9. It is 60, so we're good. All right, so now we're going to answer the questions. How many people were surveyed? Okay, that's referring to how many people total. So just add up all the numbers. 10 plus 23 plus 0. Plus 18 plus 9 plus 14 plus 45 plus 6. Okay, add up all the numbers and it's 125. How many people use only Instagram? So only Instagram, anytime you see the word only, that means inside Instagram but outside of everything else. Okay, inside Instagram, outside of everything else. So inside Instagram, outside of the other 2 circles would be just that 0. Part C, how many people use Facebook and Twitter but not Instagram? So that means inside Facebook, inside Twitter, outside Instagram. Inside Facebook, inside Twitter, outside Instagram. Inside Facebook, inside Twitter, outside Instagram would be the 18, right? 18 is inside Facebook, inside Twitter, outside Instagram. Part D, how many people use Facebook and Instagram? Okay, so that means inside Facebook, inside Instagram at the same time. Inside Facebook, inside Instagram at the same time. Inside Facebook, inside Instagram would be the 23 and the 9. Okay, so those two are inside Facebook, inside Instagram at the same time. So 23 plus 9. Pretty sure that's 32. All right, and that is a wrap on our set theory unit. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later.